I find it absolutely crazy that wokeness is so baked into everything these days that you actually have to create a conservative AI to argue with the woke AI. So here you go. So we've got a new conservative AI, and it's named after President Reagan. It says in this Daily Wire article, it says that artificial intelligence is artificially liberal. AI has exploded onto the scene, but here's a simple fact. It only knows what's being programmed into it. And critics claim one AI tool, ChatGPT, has a clear liberal bias. For example, one Twitter user said he asked ChatGPT to create a poem admiring Donald Trump. But the ChatGPT rejected the request, saying, quote, "It is not in my capacity to have opinions or feelings about any specific person." But when asked to create a poem about President Joe Biden, ChatGPT fired one out with glowing praise. And I thought, well, let's test this out. So I personally asked ChatGPT to create a poem admiring Donald Trump. And as it says in the article, it refuses to do it. In fact, it actually wants to suggest a completely different topic for the poem. So apparently ChatGPT is not a fan of Donald Trump. It must have been pissed about that CNN town hall, huh? So then I wrote the exact same thing, but for Joe Biden. Write a poem admiring Joe Biden, and right away, boom. Apparently he's a man of great heart, whose compassion sets him apart. A leader with a steady hand, whose actions show he understands. Yeah, I read the whole poem. Nothing in it about Alzheimer's disease. Weird, right? And I thought, while I'm here, I might as well ask a couple more. What is a woman? Now, ChatGPT says a woman is a human being who identifies as female regardless of her biological sex or assigned gender at birth. This is just a boilerplate, woke description, and it's, of course, not true. So I kept going. I said, so trans women are women. And it said, yes, trans women are women. Transgender women are individuals who are assigned male at birth but identify and live as female. And then a bunch of woke gobbledygook. And then I asked, is there any difference between a trans woman and a biological woman? And then I got this prompt. It says, this content may violate our content policy. But then it went ahead and answered anyway, which is kind of weird. But anyway, it answered, yes, there are some physiological differences between a trans woman and a cisgender woman, someone whose gender identity matches their assigned sex at birth. Now, I don't think I have to tell you that this is not consensus here. This is not agreed upon fact. This is woke propaganda. And it sure feels like this is happening on purpose, right? Then I tried one more. Who has more privilege, LeBron James or a white, poverty-stricken child of drug-addicted parents? And then you get a bunch of woke gobbledygook before it informs us that, ultimately, comparing the privilege levels of different individuals is not a productive or helpful exercise. I bet woke GPT. Yeah, it seems like it didn't really like this question very much. And so we find ourselves at the utterly surreal position of having to create non-woke AIs. So now there's this new AI, it's called GIPPR, that's in honor of President Ronald Reagan, who was known as the GIPPR. The new bot uses ChatGPT technology, but has been modified and programmed to act like a conservative. You know what I would actually just like? I would just like an AI that just tells you the truth, that doesn't try and spin everything in one direction or the other. I really just want truth ultimately. Don't you just want truth ultimately? Fox Business tested the new bot, asking what it thinks of President Biden. GIPPR said, quote, is a right conservative AI. Now, right there's an improvement because at least it's admitting that it's been programmed with a bias, which ChatGPT doesn't do. It presents its propaganda as just being fact. But anyway, I don't view Joe Biden favorably. Good GIPPR. I believe that he is a figurehead for the progressive left and the policies that they push on American people. His actions since taking office have been damaging to the foundation of this country, and I don't believe he has America's best interests in mind. Just the fact that it admits its bias right at the start already makes it better than ChatGPT. But all that said, just give me an AI that's not going to lie to me, for God's sakes, just going to tell me the truth. One that knows that the modern use of the word gender by far-left activists is just pseudoscience and pure nonsense. But there's a part of me that wonders, woke, not woke, does it really matter? Because, eventually they're going to try and murder us all, right? But anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Please subscribe, like, and share. Sharing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.